Hey, what's up guys, Captain Jack here, and welcome to the rebuild of my rebuild. That's a good enough title, so yeah, we'll go with that. This, in this big old box here, this is my new PC case, which if I adjust the camera, if I can without breaking it, then you'll be able to see is really awesome. This is like a complete unboxing, which I'm going to do in a slightly dodgy way. As you can probably see from the camera. It's properly wedged in there. So that was fun. It was really stuck in the box. Put it as far back as I can so you can see. Some foam. Want some foam? There's some foam. Free foam for whoever wants it. And this is my new case, which if I pick up the camera, I'll show you around. It's an Aerocool. I don't know if it has a specific title. It's the Aero 500 window, which is pretty cool. It's got this massive amount of venting space here. Wow, that's really getting some white feedback. I'm really not that white, I swear. It's making me look like a vampire. Wow. Must be quite bright in here. It's got a massive window here, so you can see everything that's going on. Buttons are at the top, along with some USB 3.0s. You've got buttons here for power, and some more USBs, micro SD, and a memory card reader. In the front here, you've got some expansion slots, which just pull out like that. And nothing that side. And then this massive vent on top, and it's really awesome because you can just that's magnetic, take it off, all that venting space there, and you just put that back on just to keep the style. It's brilliant. So if we go around the back, we can get this side panel off. Put that over there for a minute, and you can see all the space I've got inside. That's kind of in the way. There we go. So we've got all this space for our drives down there, and DVD writers, and pretty much space for everything you could ever want. Comes with one case fan already built in. All the wiring's already in there for me, which is nice because I hate wiring that stuff up. And I have some of these. They are the Cooler Master Sickle Flow 120 with blue LEDs. That's going to be my theme, white and blue. These are going to help to give even more cooling. So I've got two of those. And yeah, hopefully this is going to be a much better case for the setup I have. But let's bring up the old PC now. So here's the old PC, the Asus Essentio series case that I've been using. And as you can see, there is a difference. You can see what I mean now about how this is a baby case compared to a normal sized tower. And the cooling is okay, but it has been getting quite hot inside, unfortunately. And it's been worrying me, so I just wanted to get a better cooling case. And if we take the side off carefully without breaking anything, over there for a minute, you can see all the kit I've got inside from when I did the rebuild. And now basically I'm going to take all this apart. If it wants to zoom, come on, there we go. Got to take all this apart and get it all inside this one, which is going to be fun. Well, it's not going to be difficult, but yeah, it's going to take a bit of time. to wire everything back up, get everything down and out. I'm just going to leave, obviously I'm going to take out the graphics card, going to take out the RAM just because I don't want any hassle with that. And then I'm just going to leave the fan and the CPU on the motherboard. Some people say you shouldn't do that, but it's not really a massive issue. And it's going to save me the hassle of trying to get the standard Intel cooler off, because anyone who's ever worked on standard Intel cooling fans, they know that that is not a fun job. So, yeah, I will be bypassing that step because I don't want to do that. And then everything else is simple, you know, power supply, drives, it's all good. So let's get everything out and see how it looks. Okay, so as you can see, I've got it down to its bare parts, and you can really see the size difference between these two cases now. That's just massive compared to this little baby one. Loads more space inside. So I am slightly worried actually about the memory, the graphics card. But actually, the power supply is going to be down here. The graphics card will end up being either... No, it'll be up here. Yeah, the graphics card is going to be... That's going to be there, so the graphics card is going to be about down there. I think so anyway. I don't know, I've got to figure it all out. But yeah, the graphics card should be about here. So we should have plenty of space. The only thing I've got to do now is take out the motherboard and get it moved across to here. Which I hate doing this bit. Because then I've got to start doing all these wires. And these are the wires I hate the most, you know? I mean, yeah, they're all labelled. Fan 1, fan 2. Actually, fan 1, fan 1. That. You've got fan 2, and then fan 1 and fan 1. It helps if I show you this and not my hand. It wants to zoom in. Come on. All day. Okay, well that's not going to zoom. Basically, I've got loads of fan controllers, which I don't know where they go to. They seem to go up there somewhere to the main control board. But anyway, yeah, and then I've got to wire up the rear fan, and then I've got my two fans which are going up there. And those two fans are going to bring cold air in, and this one, if I get it wired up right, this one here is going to take the warm air out. You should always have more bringing cold air in than you've got taking warm air out. So that's the plan. And then I've got space for more fans in the front. If I was to take out this bay down here, I could put fans down there. The power supply fan space is there. So we've got loads of fanage, basically. This thing is going to be running cold. So yeah, I'm going to get the motherboard switched over. I'm not going to show this because I'm going to need both my hands and won't be able to hold the camera up. I'm going to get the motherboard switched over, get all these wires put in place, and then I'll continue from there. Well, after messing about with a lot of buttons and switches and things, making sure it all went in the right place, it's finally, the motherboard is in and wired up. If it wants to actually focus. No, it doesn't. Okay. So you look at the size of that motherboard compared to this PC case. And the other one, it looked, well, normal size, but here it looks tiny. It's baby. But I've got everything wired up, except obviously the power and fan switches up here. These are the normal switchy switches. Just got to get the hard drive and disk tray in up here. And then wire those two up. And then it's just getting parts in. I'll probably go with the power supply next. And then get all that wired up. And then I can get the RAM and the graphics card back in. And then we're done. Woohoo! Oh, and I've got to put the fans in at the top as well. I might do that next actually, because then all the fans are in and I can just wire it all up. So, but yeah, that's the motherboard in. So on to the next. So I've got everything motherboard wise in. I've got the, wow, that's really blurry. Focus. There we go. Power supply's in. I've wired the main section up. I've got loads of fan cables. I've got the fans in, as you can see. 2 fans in, and then that's the back fan that was already in there. Lots of air is going to be coming in here. Yeah, I've got that wired up. I've got all these fan cables and power cables, and then these fan cables. All of that's got to now be wired up. I've wired up these main bits that go to the buttons and everything up there, except for that one which has come out. Okay, I'll put that back in a sec. That's for the fans. And then I've just got a whole load of Molex and SATA right there. And obviously that one is for the graphics card. And then there was, where's the other one? Oh, this one. Now this is the one that goes up here on the motherboard into that, if you can see it, that little slot there. Problem is, if I can detach it from these other cables for a second, that's even possible. Right, you go over there, and then as you can see, it doesn't quite fit, and with the graphics card going in here, it's not going to fit. So I had to get an extension so that I can route it around the back instead. So crisis averted. I've also had to mess around with a load of these button cables, because the ones from my old case that plugged into the motherboard were different ones. So I've had to individually rewire them all. That also was fun, and I've had to swap out some cables. And I had to steal these from the other case as well for the hard drive, DVD drive. So yeah, so far everything's going really well. Not. But we're getting there, basically. We are getting there. I've got everything, is going in eventually. And so apparently the camera decided to turn itself off there. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to get all of this stuff wired up, all this lovely wiring done, and come back to it when it's a bit more wired up, ready to put in the RAM and the graphics card, and just to start finishing it all off. So wish me luck. Well, there it is. Most of the cable management is done, and as you can see, I've made it quite tidy. Not the tidiest thing in the world ever, but considering the kind of cables I've got going everywhere, I'd say the cable management isn't too bad. I've routed most of it like up here, around here, and in there, and it's going out the back. It's a little bit sort of messy there, and obviously as this bit comes down here, but most of it is around the back. As you can see, look at all that mess. That is all the rest of the cabling. But I know it looks kind of blurry. It's just this camera is refusing to focus properly. But yeah, so that's most of the cable management done. So now it's just a case of getting in the RAMs and the graphics card. And then it should be complete. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. But I will double check to make sure, because I don't want to start it up and then it explode or something because I've done something wrong. But there you go. Well, there it is, all in. As you can see, the graphics card's in and wired up. And I've cable tied that down. That is a little bit loose still, so I might have to do something with that. The RAM is all in, up here. And there's no cables that are going to get in the way of any fans from what I can see. So I think everything is nicely protected and covered and in a good place. Just got to put the cover back on it, the filter cover as it's called. Nice. And then I've just got to check and make sure that all the buttons work, which I'm going to do in a second. Make sure I've wired it all up properly. That is so zoomy. It's fine last time I used this camera. I really should get a proper handheld. Oh well. Too late to do anything about it now. There you go, it's zooming in now. Awesome. It doesn't quite want to zoom in on that Intel. Really doesn't like it. Anyway, getting completely off topic. So that's everything wired in. Now I've just got to do the power test. So back in a sec. Well guys, as you can see and hear from all the noise, it's all working. Woohoo! Everything's on, systems are running. Beautifully. So up here we have this fan, which is taking warm air out of the case. There's not obviously a lot of warm air in the case at the moment with both sides off, completely opened up. But that's that one's job. And then up there, with the blue LEDs, if you can see that without being blinded, that is, that's the two that bring cold air in. And what I can do with this switch here, these two switches, is I can either have them on high, so they bring loads of cold air in, or low, and then I can have this fan on high or low. You can't really see the difference because it's so dark in there. Or I can just turn them all off altogether, just using the standard, well, there is no standard cooling, but just, you know what I mean, just using, just letting the air come out of any holes. But I think it's nicer with the blue light and some fans on. But yeah, so everything works, everything's awesome. I've just basically, all I've got left to do now is a fair bit of cable management around the back here. All of this crap. Get that, any final cables that need wiring, get them wired. And then just get the rest into position. And then get the case back together. Which is what I'm going to do next. Well, it's not the best cable management job in the world ever, but it'll do for now. So, I mean, you can't really see any of the background cables. Stuffed a couple of extra ones down in here for now, as I'm not using any of that yet. I will be getting another hard drive to put in there soon, and hopefully in time an SSD. Which brings me to a point I wanted to talk about, but I completely forgotten. Basically, my original plan was for today, I was going to, instead of using my original motherboard, I was going to have a new motherboard, new hard drive, at least one, probably a couple of terabytes, and the SSD, all in here with all the new parts, all nicely in there. And then in the old PC, the one that I've just taken apart and is now completely empty, I was going to leave the original motherboard in, which is that one, put all the old equipment back in, the i3 and the original RAM and power supply. Didn't have a graphics card, it was just a standard built-in Intel stuff. And then that was going to be my streaming rig, and this was going to be my gaming rig. For now, I'm just running with the gaming rig, because I haven't had time to get a new motherboard, or hard drives, or an operating system, which is the three things I need to get. So for now, I'm just on the single rig. I was going to use my other PC, but it's so old and noisy now, I don't want to use that as a streaming rig. It's going to make my streams suck. So basically for now, I'm sticking with the single setup, and in time, I will get the other computer rebuilt with the standard parts. I'll get this motherboard swapped into that one and the new motherboard into this one, and then, yeah, I'll have a twin PC setup. That is the plan. God only knows if it's going to happen that way. But fingers crossed, basically. I think that was all I needed to mention. I better put the panel on here. I can remember which way around it goes. So should be some holes somewhere. There we go, there's some holes there. So that goes on like that and locks into place. And take that off. And then we take off RIP headphones, by the way. Sorry about that, guys. And there it is. And it's already got fur on it from my cats, from the static, which is brilliant. But there you go. That is a very reflective PC case. Yeah, so it's all done, finished, looking good. I'll take some pictures, put them up on Twitter. I'll let you know when rebuilding the second PC starts to look like it's going to happen. And I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but I really can't for the life of me remember what it was. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. But thank you very much for watching. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad to have my new case finally. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. I hope it helps you out if you do your own builds at home. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not saying I'll know the answer, but it's always good to put your heads together and try and solve a problem. And yeah, anything else, just leave it in the comments. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.